ho, ho is the jolliest sound when the Christmas season rolls around. Ho, ho, ho is the merry, merry laugh of Santa Claus.
Hello, and welcome to the Ho, Ho, Ho Show, where we go behind the hose and take a real look at Santa Claus. Today's guest is Lars van Keukenblix. He's a reindeerologist from Cornell University.
Hormel. Pleasure to be here.
So Santa's reindeer, what can you tell us about them?
Well, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen.
Comet and Cupid?
And Donner and Blitzen, right. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Who?
Rudolph the
Who?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
So what's his story?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he had a very shiny nose.
Was it red?
Yes, it was red, very large, and quite shiny. And if you ever saw it, which in reality is not very likely, you would even say it glowed.
So his big red nose glowed in the dark.
The luminescence of Rudolph's nose is highly unusual and very rare. Not everyone with a big red nose has this quality. For example, my great uncle W.C. Fields, he had a big red nose, but it didn't glow in the dark.
Your great uncle was W.C. Fields?
Actually, no.
Was Rudolph a drunk?
No. Rudolph's large red nose was due to an overabundance of extremely dense arrays of blood vessels packed into the nose in order to supply blood and regulate body temperature in extreme environments. This would actually protect his nose from freezing and would help to regulate the temperature of Rudolph's brain.
And that's why it glows?
Nobody actually has a clue why it glows.
So maybe he had some parasitic, bioluminescent microorganisms that lived inside his nose.
No, I don't think so. That could be it.
So was Rudolph's big red nose a good thing for him?
Oh, indeed. Rudolph's pronounced nasal blood vessels was the reason for his success, not only in lighting the way for Santa's sleigh, but also in having to be all the way out there in front, plowing headlong into the super cold Arctic air, creating a wake vortex that the other reindeer flew through in relative comfort.
Well, Dasher and Dancer and the rest of them must have appreciated that red nose.
Oh, well, they did, but initially among the other reindeer, his nose was made fun of. Before teaming up with Santa, all the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. What was most frustrating to Rudolph was the fact that the other reindeer would never let him,
I don't know. What do you mean?
They wouldn't let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
Oh.
Then, one foggy Christmas Eve, just a miserable global foggy night, Santa was having difficulty making his rounds, navigating by whatever streetlights he could see. Santa was having to fly so low, he was either clipping the treetops or accidentally veering off into the flight paths of oncoming aircraft.
Sounds like a very dangerous situation.
Now, as the story goes, Santa Claus had made his way to the house where Rudolph and his family lived.
Reindeers live in houses?
Well, back then they did. Santa was in the process of leaving the gifts, stumbling around in the dark, and he went into Rudolph's bedroom, who was fast asleep.
Well, that's a little creepy.
Sorta. Santa noticed that the whole room was nicely lit up, and that the light seemed to be coming from the area of the bed, and then realized, in fact, it was Rudolph's glowing red nose.
Well, that must have freaked Santa Claus the out.
Well, Santa immediately got an idea. He woke Rudolph up and told him in his rhyming couplets about the perilous night he'd had so far, and he convinced Rudolph to lead the sleigh for the rest of the night.
I think we have a clip of that.
You know, Rudolph, you're so bright. Won't you guide my frickin' sleigh tonight?
Well, it was something like that. Santa's instincts on this had been huge. He was able to deliver all of his presents before sunrise, and Christmas was essentially saved.
Yay, Rudolph!
And when they went back to take Rudolph home, all the very reindeer who had been giving him such a hard time, oh, well, now they shouted out with glee.
He was the hero of Christmas.
Santa actually walked up with all of them standing there, and he said, "Rudolph, by you, we flew like a boss."
That must have been a proud moment.
Rudolph blushed so hard his entire body turned red.
That deer's part chameleon.
Well, the crowd was applauding, and they started chanting, "Speech, speech!" But Rudolph was so damn tired, not having had a full night's sleep, about all he could manage to come up with was, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night."
Where have we heard those words before? I think we have a clip of that.
Happy Christmas to all.
Happy Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas to all!
And to all.
To all.
To all a good night.
And to all a good night! Ha ha ha!
Catchphrase.
Well, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer will certainly go down in history.
Oh, he has, for sure. But nowadays, Rudolph, to be honest, is obsolete. Modern satellite GPS tracking and the occasional Air Force escort really make Santa's job much easier. But Rudolph is still up there, leading Santa's sleigh every Christmas Eve.
Well, we're out of time, and we'll have to leave it there.
That's pretty much it, really.
So thanks for dropping by, and thanks to you for all of you watching. Fucking A.
Another one for the blooper reel. Well, thanks a lot for having me, and hey, Merry Christmas to all, and to all.
Ho, ho, ho is the jolliest sound when the Christmas season rolls around. Ho, ho, ho is the merry, merry laugh of Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho will be echoing clear as the last of the reindeer disappear. Ho, ho, ho is the merry, merry laugh. Ho, ho, ho is the merry, merry laugh. Ho, ho, ho is the merry, merry laugh of Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho!